There is now less than 1 month to go until the second season of Jurassic World's new animated show Chaos Theory is released, and to get into the spirit and to help you prepare as we journey into a new adventure, here is a full recap of everything that happened in season 1 of Jurassic World Chaos Theory. The show is a sequel series to Camp Cretaceous, and if you need a recap of everything that happened in that show, then hit the recommended video link. Welcome back to Jurassic Outpost. In this video, I will be joined with Jurassic Caleb to help us run through Season 1. In the very first episode, Aftershock, we meet Darius driving his pickup truck somewhere in Northern California, and we hear through radio chatter about the escaped dinosaurs, which now live in various parts of the mainland. We learn that the Department of Prehistoric Wildlife, the DPW, are in control of monitoring and trying to protect these wild dinosaurs. Darius catches up to 2 DPW employees who are responding to a call about a Pachyrhinosaurus. After the 6-year time jump from Camp Cretaceous, we learn that Darius has worked for the DPW in the past, but doesn't anymore. Because of this and his extensive dinosaur knowledge, he is able to calm the enraged dinosaur down. Without warning, an Allosaurus charges at the Pachyrhinosaurus, causing the group to flee, and Darius watches as the 2 dinosaurs battle it out. We get the first of many flashbacks here. Darius has seen this half-blind Allosaurus before. Darius attempts to shoot the dinosaur, but the Allosaurus bolts, and Darius is unable to keep up. This debut episode does a great job of introducing us to the world that the Nublar 5 now find themselves in. The timeline puts us after Fallen Kingdom and the incident at the Lockwood Manor, and preceding the events of Jurassic World Dominion by a couple of months. The survivors of Camp Cretaceous have somewhat lost touch with each other, and we learn that Darius feels a lot of guilt over what happened to Brooklyn. He calls Brooklyn's phone and leaves a message, something he's done many times before heading home to his cabin. Darius is awoken hours later by the arrival of Ben Pincus. The 2 catch up a little before having the difficult conversation about Brooklyn. Ben reassures him that her death wasn't his fault, even suggesting that it might not have been an accident, which leads the 2 to discuss the in-universe conspiracy website Dark Jurassic. But before they can get too deep into that rabbit hole, the cabin is attacked by 2 Atrociraptors, the dinosaurs that we first saw in Jurassic World Dominion. Darius and Ben manage to escape the cabin, unfortunately still being pursued by this vicious pack of raptors.
Oh, crud.
The second episode, Rest Stop, picks up Ben and Darius' escape from the Atrociraptor pack. After narrowly avoiding the aggressive raptors, the 2 make it to Ben's van and escape from the cabin. It's here that we are given our first understanding that this pack of raptors are not acting on their own free will. Instead, somebody is in control of them. When the 2 catch their breath, Darius points out that the Atrociraptor species were not on the Lockwood Manor list of dinosaurs, which leads them both to speculate about who might be following them. Darius enters the back of Ben's van, which reveals the extent of Ben's research. A large map lines one side of the van, covered in pinpoints and locations and endless amounts of sticky notes. Despite the obvious conspiracy unfolding in front of them, the 2 continue on to Sammy's farm in Texas. In another flashback, we get some insight into Ben's own past relationship with Brooklyn. The 2 kept in touch while Ben was at university. Ben pulls the van over into a gas station where they encounter a resting Nasutoceratops. After a brief, fiery disaster, the dinosaur is reunited with its herd, the gas station flames are extinguished, and Ben and Darius have saved the gas station. The owner thanks them for helping, having recognized them as 2 of the Nublar 6 survivors, and provides them with enough supplies for the rest of their road trip. As the 2 continue on their way to Texas, a black sedan pulls off from the side of the road and follows them. At this point, I'm going to hand over to Caleb to take it from here.
In the third episode, Down on the Ranch, we arrive at Sammy's farm in Texas, and the 3 reunite, embracing before an excited Sammy shows them around her place. The 2 are keen to inform Sammy about their situation, but Sammy deflects, instead leading the 2 outside into the pasture, and Ben finally gets to reunite with Bumpy, Bumper Car! Who now lives free at Sammy's farm after being rescued from Manticore Island. A truck speeds through the pasture toward the group, but Bumpy manages to knock the car off course, causing it to spin out. The driver steps out, revealed to be Sammy's neighbor who has a particular dislike of dinosaurs. He threatens to report Sammy to the DPW, but she is able to defuse the situation. Ben and Darius are finally able to reveal to Sammy that someone is hunting them, and after the power flickers and Sammy checks the breakers, they find the neighbor's truck at the edge of the property, and something has killed him. The three all manage to evade the Atrociraptors, who are back to continue their deadly pursuit. Ben manages to capture one while freeing Bumpy. After prolonged attacks from the raptors, the three make it away, all now fully in agreement on what they must do next. And we see the Atrociraptor pack loaded up into a transport truck by their mysterious handler. Episode 4, Brothers, shows us more of the world the campers are living in, when they have to pull off the side of the highway to allow DPW transport trucks to pass. The group spot numerous species they recognize from their time on the islands, but Darius specifically notices the very Allosaurus that attacked Brooklyn. The trio arrive at Kinji's trailer, and despite the obvious tension witnessed between Darius and Kinji, the group catch up and reveal what they know, showing him Brooklyn's map. He notices one of the locations on it is where his father, Daniel Kahn, is being housed after being in prison. After some conflict among the group, Sammy and Ben leave to find Yaz, and a left-behind Darius pursues Kinji, who is climbing a cliff face. The two clear the air and have a much-needed conversation about Brooklyn, and it's here that we learn that what became of Brooklyn and Kinji's relationship. Darius joins Kinji at the summit, and the two watch the sunset as a herd of bioluminescent parasaurs glisten in the valley, perhaps the best musical moment in this season. Shout out to Leo Bierenberg. Kinji agrees to join Darius and the group, with the two now set to visit Kinji's father to see what he might know about Brooklyn. That night, back at Sammy's farm, DPW agents surround Bumpy and capture her. In Halfway Home, the 5th episode, Sammy and Ben, on their way to find Yasmina, pull off to a roadside attraction and meet Bobby Nublar, who is running a bootleg Jurassic Park, which even includes a salvaged gyrosphere from Isla Nublar. Offended by the mistreatment of the animals, Sammy and Ben sneak around the back of the attraction and let out the Stygimolochs, causing a bit of a rampage through King Dino's prehistoric playground. Bobby Nublar, in a somewhat suspicious act, lets somebody know via his cell phone that they have a problem, as the two leave, happy to have saved the dinosaurs. Kinji and Darius confront Kinji's father about what he knows about Brooklyn. His answer doesn't inspire much confidence, and Kinji realizes his dad hasn't changed after trying to blackmail him into revealing what he does know about Brooklyn. In a last-ditch effort to salvage what's left of his relationship with his son, Daniel reveals that Brooklyn did visit him and wanted to get involved with dinosaur smuggling. Darius notices a silence has fallen on the area, and the all-too-familiar Atrociraptor launches at the group, taking out Kinji's father, the guard, and continuing their pursuit of Darius and Kinji. The two are saved by the black sedan that followed them earlier, and we see the Atrociraptor handler who calls the dinosaurs back with her whistle. The 6th episode of Chaos Theory, Freefall, reunites us with Yasmina, who we see in a flashback with Brooklyn, who is helping her with dinosaur immersion therapy to help with her PTSD. We learn of some tension between Yaz and Sammy's relationship before we return to present-day Yaz, who's residing at a dinosaur-free island compound. Ben and Sammy catch Yaz up with the latest, but with the security measures the island has, she believes it would be safer to stay. After a tour of the place, a Beckel Spinax attacks the complex and the group are forced to leave. The dinosaur pursues the trio, and while driving on the bridge to leave, a second Becky steps out, blocking their exit. Realizing they really are being followed when DPW agents attack Ben's van and not the dinosaurs, the aggressive Beckel Spinax manages to ram the van into the water below. In episode 7, That Night, Yasmina, Sammy, and Ben manage to escape the sinking van and the Beckel Spinax before sneaking onto the DPW track, containing a now sleeping Beckel Spinax. We catch up with Kinji, Darius, and Mateo, a new character who rescued the two. Darius recognized Mateo as being there the night Brooklyn died, leading Mateo to reveal his involvement. Mateo was a driver for the DPW and took extra jobs off the books delivering dinosaurs to drop-off points, which was ultimately allowing the dinosaurs to be sold to the black market. He explains, and we see through flashback, that no one was there to meet Mateo when he delivered the Allosaurus. Instead, his trailer unlocked itself and the Allosaurus escaped and chased Brooklyn, who had been watching in the bushes nearby. Mateo believes the dinosaur kills her, and was frozen with fear before returning to the scene and finding Brooklyn's phone and a large splatter of blood. Darius also makes it to the scene, having felt guilty for not joining Brooklyn sooner. DPW agents arrive to capture the Allosaurus, but it escapes, and Mateo receives payment for the drop-off, coming to learn that this was a setup. He tells Darius and Kenji that he quit the DPW not long after this. The incident clearly affected Mateo, who then reveals he tracked Darius down through the internet and then hands them Brooklyn's phone. Following a lead from the phone, the group head to Brooklyn's secret apartment, before finding a duffel bag in her closet filled with multiple forms of currency and a business card from Daniel Cohn.
Here's to our new working relationship, DK. DK? As in Daniel Cohn?
It's my dad's handwriting.
What was Brooklyn doing with... How much money is even in there?
That's at least a few million.
In The Drop, the 8th episode, Kenji and Darius head to the rural site of an upcoming dinosaur transfer on the black market, and while they await the drop, they continue to look through Brooklyn's phone. This leads to a confrontation between the pair, and then a revelation that Darius was in love with Brooklyn, although it was one-sided. This naturally hurts Kenji, and after they talk it out, they find a video from the night of the Allosaurus incident and witness Brooklyn filming a video message to Darius before ultimately being chased by the dinosaur, the video cutting out. The DPW trucks arrive at the location, and the pair watch on as a captured baryonyx is moved from one truck to another. Meanwhile, Sammy, Yasmina, and Ben are stuck inside the DPW truck with the sedated Beckel Spinax. The group hide as the truck stops, evading the DPW agents before being spotted by Dudley Cabrera, regional director of the DPW. He attempts to help the group, but they don't trust him. Among the many captured dinosaurs, the group find Bumpy, trapped in a crate. She appears agitated and Ben tries to free her, while Sammy and Yaz steal one of the vehicles and try to create a dinosaur stampede to distract the guards. However, none of the dinosaurs seem bothered by the approaching vehicle. Sammy and Yaz witness the truck containing Bumpy and Ben leave and decide to follow. Into the Fog, the penultimate episode of Season 1, we arrive at a harbor facility where a large number of dinosaurs are contained and being prepared for shipment. Sammy and Yaz and Darius and Kenji all sneak through the complex as Ben tries to console the agitated Bumpy. Realizing what is at stake and where the dinosaurs might be going, the group releases a Pachyrhinosaurus from its constraints, causing a frenzy among the DPW staff and allowing Darius and Kenji to sneak into the building where they find more captured dinosaurs. The group reunites in the building and, realizing that Bumpy will also be on the next ship headed out, form a plan to rescue her and try to stop the ship from leaving. They stumble upon many dinosaurs as they go, including the half-blind Allosaurus that attacked Brooklyn. The group realizes the extent of the conspiracy surrounding them, and that these captured dinosaurs are being transported to global locations, before Ben joins the group, asking for help with Bumpy, who is showing serious signs of distress. Despite the scare, Bumpy lays an egg. Life found a way. The group embraces before Dudley Cabrera returns.
Oh, good. You're all here.
The final episode of Season 1, The End of the Beginning, reveals that Dudley Cabrera set up the Allosaurus attack with Brooklyn, but claims he never intended to kill or harm her, just scare her away from following the trail of the DPW's black market activities. He also reveals that he's been keeping tabs on the group and sending threats via Dark Jurassic, hoping they drop the investigation. He implies that if they don't cooperate, there will be severe consequences for the group. The group tries to escape but are halted in their tracks by the arrival of the Handler, the blue-eyed, short-haired, creepy robot raptor lady who summons the Atrociraptors to kill Cabrera. A DPW guard reveals that Cabrera has never been in charge and is killed by the Raptor Pack. Mateo saves the day, and the DPW fail to contain the now escaped dinosaurs, including a Tyrannosaurus Rex, which fends off attacks from the Atrociraptors. Darius, in a move not unlike Claire's in Jurassic World, frees the half-blind Allosaurus, luring it with a flashing stun rod in order to distract the other dinosaurs and allow the group to escape. The T-Rex roars in a triumphant win, and the robot raptor lady retreats with her now wounded pack of raptors.
We don't have time to load them all. But we gotta get something to the broker or heads will roll.
The broker?
The ship begins to depart, transporting the dinosaurs to the broker, and the group decide that it's in their best interest, and in the interest of finding out the truth about Brooklyn, to jump aboard the ship and continue their efforts wherever it ends up. A very Brooklyn thing to do.
Well, I'm out.
Jeez! My guy, you're still here?
Unfortunately, yeah. You all get real vulnerable with each other. It's weird.
It is at the very end of the episode that we see DPW agent Ronnie from the first episode, who communicates with somebody about Dudley Cabrera's death. It is revealed that the message was sent to Brooklyn, who is alive in an undisclosed location, missing her left arm, and has been keeping track of her friends this whole time.
Thank you, Caleb. So what was your favorite part of the first season of Jurassic World Chaos Theory? Where do you think Brooklyn has been hiding, and do you think that we will finally reunite with her in the new season? Season 2 hits Netflix on October 17th, where you can currently stream the first season and all of Camp Cretaceous. Comment below what you are most excited to see, and thank you for joining us for this recap of Season 1. Be sure to follow Caleb at Jurassic Caleb, links in the description, and if you enjoyed this video, then hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a new video.